Steve Hill, whom God used as a catalyst at Brownsville, was a drug addict and drug dealer. He was in and out of jail. Steve gave his life to Christ after years of his mother praying and interceding for him. One time, while he was using intravenous drugs, he was tossing up the syringes until several were stuck in the ceiling. His mom looked in and saw what was taking place. She quickly departed, and Steve stumbled to her room, expecting her to intervene and call the police. On the contrary, he found her kneeling, crying out as she prayed for him. She often cried out to God for his salvation. After yet another bout with the law, Steve was at a low point. His mother's pastor, a Lutheran vicar, came over to the house and ministered to him. That day, Steve repented of his sin and gave his life to Jesus. He was delivered from drugs and began attending a discipleship program called Teen Challenge. After its completion, he attended Bible school under the leadership of David Wilkerson, the devout man of God who had birthed the ministry of Teen Challenge. One of the teachers at the school was Leonard Ravenhill. Ravenhill was one of the most devout men of prayer in the 20th century, and was impacted greatly by the life of Smith Wigglesworth. It has been said that by the end of Ravenhill's life, he would pray 8 hours a day. For much of that time, he was contending for revival. At the early stages of Steve's spiritual formation, he surrounded himself with strong men of God. In his last phone text to me before he passed away, one of the things he said was, "Stay away from the slothful. Flee evil. You have no business hanging around the lukewarm. If you hang around them, you will hang with them." He encouraged me to guard every relationship. Steve kept his circle tight and didn't associate with those who were not intense and serious about their walk with God, or who told loose jokes, used profane speech, didn't take prayer seriously, and didn't carry a burden for the lost. This wasn't a form of elitism. Steve carried a sense of purpose and resolve every moment of the day. In his formation, he intentionally sat under men of prayer and holiness, those who believed in the supernatural and had the tenacity to live according to God's word. This should be practiced today. If you desire awakening and revival, surround yourself with those who have the spiritual discipline and fortitude to see it come to pass. Steve, doing just that in his early years, would one day produce tremendous fruit. Revival and awakening don't just manifest out of thin air. It takes a combination of resolute human cooperation and the divine sovereignty of God. When God finds a fully submitted vessel, a praying man or woman, he will be sure to prepare that person for a glorious season of breakthrough. Never underestimate the power of preparation. Never give up in your season when God is molding and preparing you. If you don't give up or give in, you are positioning yourself to be used in an unprecedented way. Remember that God is no respecter of persons. See Romans chapter 2, verse 11.